I knew I was different when I was 16 years old and I printed up 300 resumes and I went to the rich neighborhood where all the mansions were, where all the mansions that people built their own houses, designed and built their own houses. I would go there and I would be like flabbergasted because this is how I pictured myself living. But I knew I was different when I was 16. I printed up 300 resumes and I went to the neighborhood and I passed out all my resumes. And I had even had a pitch and I would say, hey, you obviously have tapped into success and I'm very eager to learn. I want to learn. If you can teach me anything, here's my resume. This is what I know so far, but I'm eager. And out of 300, only one person got back to me. I also knew I was different when I got a little older. I pursued my dreams. And when I tell you when I say I pursued my dreams, I up and went to California, and I didn't have a place to stay. I just knew I was going to stay in my car, and I pursued my dreams. I knew that there was something different about me too. When the opportunity presented itself, I didn't jump on it or grasp onto it so fast because the way it was given, it came with strings. So I knew that I wanted to be successful. I knew that I wanted more for myself, but I also knew there was a certain way I was going to do it. You couldn't just throw any old way for me to be successful. And to be honest with you, I could have been successful a lot of times, but due to unforeseen circumstances and the way it was presented, I politely declined. But I always knew I was different because I would have to force myself to fit into friend groups, people ideas, and way of thinking. And every time I force myself, think of like, you ever seen like the kids' toys and they have all the different, shapes, the circle, the triangle, square. It was like me trying to force a triangle and a circle every single time in my life. In conversations that I would just die listening to, just like, oh my God, I'm not getting nothing out of this. This is crazy. We talking, we could be doing. So I knew I was different. And when I stopped trying to force everybody to conform, to believe in me and think more about themselves, I just started to be the change. I just started to be different. I just started to move different. But it wasn't until the foundation with God increased.